In this video, we're going to go over how to mix and master your beats as simple as possible and for free. What's good, y'all? My name is Falx. I'm a music producer, audio engineer, and songwriter. All the links to my socials will be in the description, so you can DM me on Instagram or email me even to connect with me, collab, any questions you have, any of that. Also, I am partnered with Ditto Music, Waves Audio, and Making Music Studios to bring you some very special deals that will also be in the description. So go ahead and go check those out too. Let's get into it. Alright, let's get into it. So I have this unfinished beat here, waiting to be mixed, and I'm going to play the intro and the hook for y'all so y'all can get a feel for it. So let's get into it. First thing I'll do is I'll highlight a part of the hook just so I can have it repeating over and over again. And I'll start with the melody. And the first thing I'll do is I'll low cut everything below 100, just because I usually have my own 808 or bass in there and it'll clash and it just won't sound good. Next, I'll cut out usually somewhere between the 300 and the 400. I'll let y'all hear it's pretty muddy. So what I'll do is I'll go right here and I'll cut these out, mainly because you'll be able to have a more impact in the 808 and so the kick can cut through. So now listen. It's way less cluttered. And then I'll usually finish the melody beforehand, then I'll get into the drums. So after that, I'll go ahead and put a delay. I use FabFilter, but you can use Fruity Delay. It really doesn't matter. And then put that on right here. Turn that down just a little bit. And then I'll go ahead and put a reverb. A reverb. So the effects and everything are done, but it's still pretty loud. So what I'll do is I'll take it down probably to like 12 or just a little bit above. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the 808. And I do the 808 after the melody because you should really think of the 808 as a melodic instrument and not the drum. And it should be working in synergy with whatever melody you're using. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on and play it for y'all. Alright, there's not really much I have to do, especially with the tweaks that I made to the melody already. This 808 isn't crazy loud. It's a pretty good sounding 808. I'm probably just going to take it down just a little bit, but other than that, it should be fine. Especially once you get your clutter out. One thing you might have to do, especially if it's a really loud 808, just come over here and just stoop this down just a little bit. So, alright, now I'm going to move on to the kick. So the thing about the kick is you also want your kick and 808 to be working in synergy. You want that punch from the kick and to blend very well with the 808. And how I do this, I just lower it and listen. To be honest, your own ears will be able to tell most of it. So just like that, you want like an accent to the 808. And now we're going to move on to the clap. Sorry, we're going to move on to the snare, my fault. Now, with your snares or clap, you want them to be able to have that head knock, when that So with this one, it's a pretty okay leveled snare. One thing I would do though, the same thing I did with the kick, is I will make it mono, because with the kick or your snares, you don't want it to have different channels coming through different channels unevenly. It makes it sound kind of weird. So I kind of want it above the 808 and the kick, but not blending in. I want it to sound like it's low high, low high. All right, then I'm gonna start bringing in the percussion. So I'm gonna bring in the open hat because it gives that difference between low, high, and really high. And then lastly, I'll bring in the hi-hat for that. Just I usually do it last because the hi-hat makes everything right. It adds to the bounce, and once you have everything else leveled, all you need is that bounce left. Now, once everything done, I just turn everything on. And I know a lot of y'all are going to ask what's on the master. And honestly, the only thing you need on the master is a soft clipper. Just so it won't clip, obviously. Now that's all mixing really is just leveling, finding the right balances between your sounds. You don't need 800 different plugins to manipulate the sound. All you need is good levels and good sounds. Now, if you don't have good sounds, I do have a drum kit out. It's called Void, and for $10, it's going to be really nice, crisp sounding sounds that I use for basically all of my beats. Alright, and the final thing that I do for my mastering now, this is totally not needed, but I like to do it because of the sound it gives. I'll use this plugin right here called TR5 Suite. It's a mastering plugin, and like I said, you don't need this, but this is a really good plugin I recommend. I'll go to preset, clean pusher, and it really just puts in a bunch of plugins by themselves that you could do, and basically does it for you. Compressors, EQs, limiters, you could do this all yourself, but I just like the sound that this brings, and I'll go ahead and play it for y'all. See, it just kind of just colorifies everything, builds it up, make it just nice and thick. You heard? But yeah, that's basically it. It's really not much to it. It's just really learning to trust your ears and what you want to hear and how you want things to sound in your own vision. So with that being said, if you guys like the tutorial, I'll go ahead and make more. Go ahead and comment, subscribe, visit the links in the bio. It'll help me out, and it's there to help you guys out as well.